say I have a crippling fear of dentists, I'd be lying to you if I didn't ask Kristen to schedule my appointment at the dentist and to not tell me about it until literally like 15 minutes beforehand so that I didn't have to freak out about it. Yeah, I have problems. And I feel bad because, I mean, they're just trying to help me. But at the same time, there's an irrational fear component of going to the dentist, at least for me, and I know for a lot of other people. Clean bill health. Perfect teeth. Although a little crooked, but that's fine. Adds character. Alright. In the spirit of reflection about high school, I thought I would read you a little poem that I wrote. It's called High School is Pointless. Here's how it goes. High school is not pointless, though to be fair, that's not how I felt at the time. Not even that many years ago, it was like life in miniature. Now, I didn't learn how to do my taxes, and it turns out I do that all the time now. I didn't learn how to bake bread, or who to vote for, or even what to say when a camo-colored Jeep with pink accents cuts you off on the highway and you see it's a pretty blonde girl singing to herself, but you still want to scream at her. But I learned that I had a teacher who once claimed to have a different pair of shoes for every day of the year. This was in biology, I think, while she paced between the crowded rows and columns, sometimes tapping, sometimes flip-flopping, zebra-striped toenails bearing the flag of her other life. I didn't learn much about the subject, the cells holding such misremembered facts, having long undergone meiosis, floating down the bloody red vascules past the third ventricle, lodging somewhere by the U-bend in my gut. I learned that the droopy ceiling tiles were rotting in the shape of pre-industrial Pangea, and that the faces of my peers lit up when they stabbed with hominid smiles somewhere between ribs 3 and 4 of the stiff cat on the silver tray. But mostly I learned about the floor, and my teacher's swollen feet wedged tightly in pair number 38, her toes leaping boldly over the front ledge of her foam block sandals, gripping tightly to the youth she was sure she needed. I also learned a trick at lunch with my friends as we sat at the splintery table with the one short leg in the far corner of the courtyard, about how if I timed it just right when one of them stood up, I could slam my body down and launch the strawberry true moo high into the air and have it describe a perfect, effortless sine wave. Also, the geopolitical framework of post-pubescent cafetoria, textbook. Invading pigskin throwers strafed the borders of the seat of lacrosse, the monarch of whom begat the conflict with a rude joke that crossed the line being the appointed autocrat of the football team with power equal to height times width, name of Jake or Jacques or Jock, who had climbed to the zenith of his masculinity in the first quartile of his life. I learned that either Josh or Kevin or Devin, two of whom would be fathers by the time I was getting C's in microeconomics, would eventually go blind after slamming his Kawasaki into the back of a truck carrying the petty cash from the bagel store where we would all go for lunch. I learned plenty in high school. I learned about how magnets are made and how, over time, they accrete random ferrous filings until eventually they look like something new. I learned that some magnets push with all invisible might against another until not even the greatest strength can bridge the divide. But also that when aligned just right, they can come together in wondrous shapes, a constellation of fine black dust in the shape of the people we will become. That's going to be all for today. I'm feeling pretty committed to trying to get a video out every day, or at least like 5 a week or something, over the course of this summer. So I'm going to do my best to do that. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you sharing if you're into that. I have to talk to you pretty soon about my plans for this summer and how I think a productive summer is done. I've got a lot to say to you, so tune in tomorrow.